Hello and Assalamu alaikum to everyone. I'm Nazia Amer and going to discuss job evaluation, which is an important part of employee relationship management. What is job evaluation? It is used by organizations to provide information about the relative worth of jobs. In turn, this helps determine the monetary worth of jobs. Job evaluation uses information collected through job analysis. What are the benefits of job evaluation? It provides an objective determination of the value of each job. Employees are more likely to accept the relative values of their jobs when job worth is determined by job evaluation. It provides employees greater appreciation and understanding of the relationship between the demands of their jobs and their compensation. It reduces the number of complaints about wage inequities. It helps identify the lines of authority and patterns of advancement. It helps identify areas appropriate for new employee orientation and training, as well as to facilitate employee transfer. Job evaluation methods: non-quantitative and quantitative. What is non-quantitative? It involves evaluating jobs as whole jobs rather than on the basis of their parts. And the quantitative, it involves evaluating jobs on the basis of their parts. Now I am going to discuss appraising performance of office employees. Current uses of performance appraisal: help identify subordinates' strengths and weakness, provides input for making decisions about salary increases, promotion and transfers, provide input in workforce planning, helps strengthen communication between supervisor and subordinates, improves quality of communication between supervisor and subordinates, improves quality of supervision, has a positive impact on career growth and development of employees. What are the characteristics of performance appraisal program? Must elicit a change in employee behavior, must provide a basis for making compensation decisions, must provide information for making decisions about promotion, transfer or termination, must enhance employee motivation, must provide feedback for use in validating various phases of the personal program, must facilitate supervisor-subordinate communication, must use appropriate evaluation based in relation to intended use of appraisal results, must use clearly stated, objective and well understood performance standards. Performance standards. Now I am going to discuss what is performance standards. Are critical to the success of the program. Standard must be shared with employees at the time of hire. Appraisal criteria involving standards are determined by intended use of results. Methods of performance appraisal: graphic rating scales, paired comparison appraisal, checklist, simple ranking, forced choice, critical incidents, peer rating, group rating, self-appraisal, narrative appraisal, field staff review, result-oriented appraisal, behaviorally anchored rating scales appraisal, mixed standard scale, computerized appraisal. Now I am going to discuss one by one. Number one is graphic rating scale. It is mostly widely used technique. Rater indicates degree to which ratee possesses each specific characteristic or trait found on the rating room. Forms use three methods: descriptive phrases, descriptive words, numerical scales. Traits must be measurable. All traits are of equal importance unless they are weighted, subject to certain errors. Rates past performance after it is too late to change. May not give employees incentive to overcome their weaknesses. Some forms contain too many traits, others too few. What is rating errors? Number one is Hello-Horns effect. Results when the rating on one trait influences an employee's rating on all other traits. Number two, influence of recent performance. Supervisor's objectivity is clouded by employees' recent favorable or unfavorable performance. Number three, bias. Involves allowing unconscious bias or prejudice to enter appraisal process. Number four is extreme ratings. Tendency of some supervisors to rate their subordinates at the extreme, high or low. Appraisers of employee performance: immediate supervisor, self-rating, rating committees, peer ratings, 360-degree feedback. Appraisal interviews: process involves discussing appraisal results with ratees, helps ratees learn where they need to improve their performance. Number two method is paired comparison appraisal. Technique involves comparing one individual with each of the other individual in a work group. Evaluation can be based on specific traits or overall performance. Uses a grid in the evaluation process. What is the shortcoming? It is limited as to number of employees who can be effectively rated. The third one is checklist. Uses a form that contains a series of statements about various traits. Rater appraises ratee by responding to each statement. It rates specific items, not overall performance. Shortcoming: it tends to treat all items of equal weight. Number fourth one is simple ranking. Ranks individuals from the best to worst. Is simple and accommodates a fairly large number of employees. It tends to rate overall performance. Shortcomings: although all employees may be performing well, someone has to be rated the worst. The fifth one is forced choice. Consists of 25 to 40 sets of statements. From a list of 5 statements, rater chooses statement most descriptive and least descriptive about person being rated. Other 3 statements are neutral. Is an objective process because rater doesn't know which statements affect the ratee's performance. Shortcoming: is costly to develop and doesn't lend itself to employee counseling. Critical incidents. It is the sixth method. Involves formulating a list of critical job requirements for each position. Supervisors then observe subordinates for favorable or unfavorable displays of these requirements. Requirements are recorded on a record sheet. Shortcoming: employees may have impression that supervisor keeps a little black book. The seventh one is peer rating. Uses co-workers to evaluate the performance of an individual. Peers often see different things that does the supervisor. The eighth one is group rating. Uses a group to appraise the performance of an individual. Tends to be fairly objective because of multiple individuals used. The ninth one is self-appraisal. Using a rating form, the employee rates himself/herself. Supervisor also rates employee. During appraisal interview, results are compared trait by trait. Employees feel they are more involved in the process because they rate themselves. The 10th one is narrative appraisal. Supervisors prepares a written report about the employee's performance. Typically includes an improvement plan, identifying how employee will improve his/her performance in deficient areas. Shortcoming: makes it impossible to compare performance of individuals. The 11th one is field staff review. It is very important one. It's an important method. Uses an objective outsider in the evaluation process. Employee being evaluated and his/her supervisor are questioned orally by the appraiser. Shortcoming: makes it difficult to provide appraisals as often as may be necessary. Result oriented appraisal. It's in 12th one. Is closely aligned with management by objectives. Is often used in conjunction with another appraisal techniques. Is advantageous because it takes into consideration future, not past performance. Shortcoming: some work cannot be quantified to make the process work well. Here I am going to discuss well-defined steps. Measurable performance goals are set jointly by the supervisor and the subordinate. Specific courses of action are agreed upon to accomplish these goals. At interim intervals, supervisor and subordinate discuss progress made toward achieving goals. At end of rating period, supervisor and subordinate officially evaluate the extent to which goals are achieved. Goals for next evaluation period are set. The 13th one is behaviorally anchored rating skills. Technique uses a series of 5 to 10 scales. Each important job dimension is reflected in a separate scale. Within each scale, varying degrees of job performance are reflected. Produces objective results. Shortcoming. Developing scales is a time-consuming process. The 14th one is mixed standard scales. It is tailored to specific positions. Regarding each standard, the rater indicates whether the employee's performance is better than, comparable, or worse than the performance level expressed in the statement. Shortcoming. Cannot determine how an employee's performance compares to that of other employees. And the 15th one and the last one, computerized appraisal. Uses software programs to facilitate the appraisal process. Supervisor identifies important traits for each subordinate. Supervisors evaluate subordinate on the basis of these traits. Program contains a vast number of traits. Shortcoming. Many of the traits listed are likely to be irrelevant for a given position. Here I am going to end my video. If you like my video, do not forget to subscribe my channel and press the bell icon so you can get notified when I post new content. Thank you.